Perfect. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sandra Vidrio, and on behalf of the Fresno Area Hispanic Foundation team, we would like to say thank you for joining us this afternoon for today's webinar on the topic of taxes for small businesses after the tax reform. And of course, we'll be covering some topics regarding the CARES Act and your small business.
Sandra, would you please initiate the interpretation function?
Absolutely.
Buenas tardes a todos. Vamos a dar comienzo a la presentación. Para las personas que quieren servicio de interpretación está disponible. Lo único que tienen que hacer es hacer clic en el icono que dice que tiene un globo o 3 puntos suspensivos y ahí seleccionan español como su idioma. Gracias.
Thank you. The interpretation is being provided on behalf of Jose. So thank you, Jose, joining us from the Team at Linguistica team. And also during the presentation, please submit your questions using the chat box feature that appears on your screen. So if you're using a computer, you will see that at the lower side of your screen. And if you're using a tablet or a mobile device, you make sure to select more, then select chat feature. And if you're joining us from Facebook Live, go ahead and leave your comments, your questions as a comment, and we'll make sure to address them at the end of the presentation. Before continuing, I would like to take a moment to recognize the following sponsors that allow our organization to continue providing these weekly webinars to our small business community. Thank you to Bank of America, Bank of the West, Chevron, Federal Home Loan Bank of San Francisco, Donna G. Sales, Wells Fargo, Tri-County Bank, JP Morgan Chase and Company, Union Bank, and Wells Fargo for your support. This is our agenda for today. We will be joined by Beatriz Ramos, who will be providing a presentation for us, and she is representing the team at H&R Block. And we will also conclude after her presentation, we will have a Q&A for our small business owners to ask your questions. So please use the chat box feature during the presentation. I also want to go ahead and share a little bit more about the foundation. We are a nonprofit organization here in the Central Valley with the mission of promoting education and self-sufficiency by fostering entrepreneurship. And at this time, our team is providing the following programs virtually, remotely here, and that includes our virtual technical assistance, our weekly webinars, and our microloan program. Our team is also collaborating with the state of California on the California Small Business COVID-19 Relief Grant Program. And if you are a business that has not applied yet for that program, the application period will be opening March 25th for new applicants. So please give us a phone call here at 559-222-8705 to help you with that program, with the application, or any other program that is provided on behalf of the foundation. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at Fresno AHF, and also visit our YouTube account so that you can catch previous recordings of the foundation. And with that, I would now like to say welcome to Beatriz. She is our presenter for today. And Beatriz Ramos is a senior tax analyst at H&R Block. And she enjoys working with clients to get the most from their taxes and reach their tax-related financial goals. So with that, I would like to say, Beatriz, welcome. I know Rhonda will be helping us with moderating, sharing her screen. So Beatriz, let me know if you are ready. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen so that Rhonda can
Okay. Okay, hello everyone. Happy Thursday and welcome to Tax Talks and the CARES Act for your small business. As you all know, small businesses have taken a large hit during this last year, and our small businesses have always been the heart of fueling our economy. My name is Rhonda Martin. I am a multi-unit leader for H&R Block. I will be co-presenting with Miss Beatriz. We are glad to be here. Thank you, Sandra, for having us, and thank you all for taking the time to join us. Please note that the entire presentation is copyright of H&R Block. I will now turn it over to Miss Beatriz.
Hello, Greater Fresno members. My name is Beatriz Ramos. I'm a senior tax analyst and a small business certified with 6+ years. Here, welcome to H&R Block Tax Talks provided to you by Fresno Area Hispanic Foundation. Thank you for your interest. We'll look forward to give you information about the Ppp Loan through this presentation. After viewing, we will be available for a questions and answer session. Let's get started.
Okay, so the CARES Act in your small business, the PPP. What does PPP mean? It is Paycheck Protection Program. And we also have the ERC, which is the Employee Retention Credit. So welcome. Our group activity is going to just kind of give us a chance to break the ice with you. Did anyone last year apply for assistance under the CARES Act? If you did, as Sandra said, you can just put it in the chat box, and we'd like to know what your experience was like in doing that. Again, I already spoke about what does the PPP mean. That is, again, your Paycheck Protection Program. And then, of course, the ERC with the Employee Retention. So get really familiar with those acronyms. So let's go with a little bit of background on the CARES Act. The CARES Act was actually passed and signed March 27th, 2020. It included over $2 trillion in financial aid for small businesses, individuals, certain industries, healthcare works and hospitals, small businesses. And now I'm going to go ahead and let Betty take it from here with some more information regarding the Paycheck Protection Plan.
Okay. So originally, $37 billion in relief to small businesses, including self-employed. The Treasury Department reopened the first draw as of January 11, 2020, and the SBA began accepting applications for a second draw on January 13, 2021, and actually got extended the deadline for the PPP application up to March 31st. So if you would like to apply, you're still on time. And administered by a Small Business Administration, available to businesses with less than 500 employees, loan up to $10 million can be fully forgiven. No need to put up collateral.
So that's a big deal, folks.
So the Ppp Loan Forgiveness loan can be forgiven tax-free. Normally, canceled debt is taxed as an income, especially CARES Act rule says it's not income. Must meet certain requirements for forgiveness. Employee retention with exceptions. Payroll consistency cannot distractly reduce employee pay. Cost cover with forgiven loan deductible after initial guidance that expenses will not be deductible. The CAA provider confirmation that the expenses are in fact deductible. So just so you know, we're just giving you like a heads up of what's going on and some guidelines so you can see what are the procedures, for the loan forgiveness. Why does the PP matters? Help retain employees. Don't leave free money on the table. It's a double dip. Income is tax-free and expenses are deductible. Even if it's not forgiven, it's a low interest loan. Myths and roadblocks. Trust that loans will be forgiven. Trust that the proceed will not be taxable. Big businesses are claiming more than their fair share of loans. Small businesses are at a disadvantage when applying for loans. So just think about this. If you need money to pay for, to pay your employees, or if you have anything that is coming up and you don't have money to pay because you have to be closed because of the COVID-19, this is a great opportunity to get a little bit of extra money and to not be actually totally closed for your business.
So Betty, really quickly, are these myths and roadblocks? How can we say as a small business owner, are we trusting that the loan is going to be forgiven? Do we know what that looks like yet, as far as from a standpoint from the IRS? Or
well, what they're doing is that's why they're doing a forgiving, but you have to have like a specific.
There's certain criteria
to go
okay.
in.
Okay. And so, and then the trust that the proceeds will not be taxable. This again, is that going to fall under a category of,
Yes.
of what your finances look like and things of that nature for the small business?
Yes, it is.
Great.
The PP loan data, SBA PP data figures around are rounded as of February 2nd, 2021. PP loans approved up to 5,021 billion or million.
Yeah. So what this is saying, folks, is that we have the PPP loans, the Paycheck Protection loans, that they've approved 521 billion for that. What we have, the outstanding loans forgiveness eligible, we have 314 million. The PPP loans that have been forgiven, 132 million. PPP loans that are denied, go back. Yep. All right. Hold on. I apologize. Okay. So, and it doesn't look like we have any data on that. So, you know, looking at these, you know, we have some room out there. So I encourage you all to look further into that, and obviously we are going to be happy to answer any questions on that later on.
How do I apply for a PPP? Current program much more focused to contractors, sole proprietors. If you didn't get a PPP in 2020, you're eligible for 2 loans in 2021. Can use 2019 or 2020 tax information. And the key to qualify the data is 1040 plus Schedule C. That means that you have to have the form that you use for your business. And on top of that, the regular form that you use to file taxes, the 1040.
So, and with those numbers that we just showed you, with that 521 billion that's out there, that money was approved for small businesses to help us out with the Paycheck program, the payroll the PPP. We'll just go there, as well as the employee retention program. So that's available, folks.
White Block Advisor. The Block Advisor is different. Certification designed specifically to serve the needs of small business owners. Personalized tax help, profit and loss statement creation, and business entity structure analysis. That's why we're doing the small business service this year, because we actually want to help the people that doesn't know about this loan, that it's up there and they don't know how to apply it. So any questions that you have, we're here to help you and to provide more information that sometimes you don't know, or it doesn't, it's not on the internet, you know, because sometimes you Google stuff and it's not there, but we have the answers that you need. And just give us a call and we're gonna be happy to help to help you with any questions that you have.
And with that being said, H&R Block has designed to move into doing small business preparations for many areas, as far as even bookkeeping, as well as payroll. We are doing some compliance. So those you are all able to take advantage of as well. And we do have small business certified tax professionals. Beatrice is one of our certified small business tax professionals within our organization here in the Greater Fresno area.
The ERC Employee Retention Credit, that one, it's gonna be, you get the information, sorry.
So the employee retention credit, I believe that there are funds available for that area as well. I'm not sure that we actually have any data provided today on that, but if there is any interest, we certainly can provide that data.
Employee retention credit, ERC, is refundable credit for up to 70% of employee wages up to 10,000 per quarter. Max 75,000 credit per employee per quarter. Credit is calculated quarterly based on business decline, YOY.
Year over year.
Exactly. Employees' wages from prior quarters count toward 10,000 limit. The ERC can be claimed for wages paid without the use of PPP loans proceeds. Eligible employers are those that have operations that were fully or partially suspended during any eligible calendar quarter due to orders from an appropriate governmental authority limiting commerce, travel, or group meetings due to COVID-19, or experience a significant decline in gross receipts during the calendar quarter. Employee retention credit, ERC, challenges employers cannot take into account wages paid to related parties such as children, siblings, parents, or other extended relatives. The ERC is a taxable credit. Wages paid with the ERC must be reduced for purposes of the wage expense deduction by the amount of the credit, which results in the credit being taxable. Why does the ERC matter? Allows business to meet payroll demands and retain employees. It's free money. It can fill in the gaps when PPP loans fall short of covering payroll costs. Group healthcare expenses are considered qualified wages even if no wages are paid to the employee. Additional resources, the SBA has useful frequently asked questions pages for both the PPP and ERC. SBA PP questions and CBA ERC for the questions that you have. You answer to a thriving business. So if you have any questions,
So one of the things that was, yes, one of the questions that was in the chat box is, would the update regarding the PPP program, would that apply to S corporations?
At S corporations, hold on just a second. Let me get this out of here. Okay, there we go.
So can you ask the question again?
Yeah, like the updates that were provided right now, would those apply to S corporations?
Yes.
Changes?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And I do want to remind participants to send us your questions through the chat box. That way we can address them with the tax pro professionals. So thank you, Beatrice and Rhonda, for today's presentation. Today, speaking on something regarding, I know, at the federal level, right, there's a new stimulus package that is currently being waiting to be passed or be signed by President Biden. But then at the state level, I know Governor Newsom has released information regarding a $600 stimulus payment, but there's certain information towards that. Do you, as tax professionals, have any information as to whether that payment would be like a credit within the taxes for the Californians, or would it be? Because I know that was a question that we've been asked, and I don't know how to answer it properly.
So it's for the state, right?
Yes, the state, the new.
Okay, what I heard and what the information that I know for right now is that only people that has earned income credit, it will be able to receive the $600. So like before, everybody was getting the stimulus for federal, right? It doesn't matter if they didn't have no earned income credit or nothing. It was just to claim, the stimulus. But now for the state is going to be different. That one, it has to be earned income credit, so you can be able to get those $600. Like you have to be working to receive the credit.
And Sandra, I want to go back to the question that you asked on the S corporations. Just so you know, I want to just kind of give you an update on the who qualifies for that PPP loan. It is S corporations, C corporations, LLCs, private, nonprofits, faith-based organizations, tribal groups, as well as veterans groups. So it's a wide array that qualify for that PPP.
Thank you. And so I know we covered about the PPP program, but the EIDL program, is that loan taxable?
The ERC?
The ERC, it's partial. I don't have the information.
No, on that, Sandra, we would, I don't have the data pulled up on that one. I know it's just a certain percent, as it said in the presentation. There's only a certain amount that would be able to be taken out based on the amount quarterly paid.
Okay. Perfect, thank you. And as business owners, I know there's some business owners right now that have already filed their taxes. There's others that are still pending. I know last year in 2020, there was an extension deadline, until mid-July. Do you know if the deadline is still set in the April, or when's the deadline for business owners to file for their tax returns?
As of right now, we don't have any extended season. Right now, it says that it's by April 15th, the last day to file.
For businesses?
But for businesses, it's March. It's still the same.
Okay.
Like last year, it was extended, not this year. It's going to be the same date that we have to file.
So April 15th would be the date for small businesses?
Yes, for small businesses. Yes, correct.
Perfect. And then the other question here is, so I know, federal loan programs through the SBA program is one program that some businesses have been able to obtain. How about business owners that received grants? I know that's income towards the business. So what is the process for them to report those grants? Do they have to show proof on how that grant fund was used, or is it just income that can be reported?
Yes, correct. It has to have all the receipts and everything, like how they use that, so they can be able to deduct that as a expense. Because if they use it like to pay employees to
The grant.
the grant, to use to do all kinds of stuff, like to maintain the business, they can use that as a deduction, and it's going to be an income.
And deduction income, perfect. And then, and I do see here, one of our other tax preparers, they want to clarify, taxes for corporations are due March 15, but if you're a sole proprietor, you do the Schedule C form, they are due April 15. So 2 dates to
correct. Yes,
perfect.
The small business one that it's the Schedule C, it's for April 15. But the other one, the one that we're talking, it's March C. Yes.
Perfect, thank you.
Correct.
And then we do have a question here. How can a business owner asking, how can they get in contact with the Block Advisor?
Do you have any of our contact information loaded? I thought that Gladys was going to get that over to you. We have multiple locations throughout the greater Fresno area. So we have a total of 18 offices. So wherever the location is, I would encourage to reach out to any of our locations in the greater Fresno area, and they would be able to provide you with any of that information.
Perfect, thank
And
you.
just so you know, in case they would like to get a consultation, we have the 30 minutes, it's free. So anybody can call us and ask for a Block Advisor, and we can be able to help them over the phone just to make an appointment and saying that it's a consultation of 30 minutes, and we can go over any questions that they have.
Perfect, thank you. And participants, please share with us if you have any questions using the chat box feature. I also want to share that I went ahead and share the link on where they can also schedule a virtual 30-minute consultation.
Correct.
Any last comments, suggestions that our current participants should know about? I guess just how the documents, right? Has anything changed between everything that happened in COVID? New documents that they should bring with them to report when they're doing their taxes, or is it just like bringing all their work expenses and received?
You can, but I think it's more small business related. I didn't hear Sandra's
Yeah, but you
question.
said there's any changes.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that, but that doesn't, I don't know if that would affect small business. So,
For the small business, it's everything that we told you, that information that we provide you is the one that we have. Right? Yeah. But if they have any more questions regarding anything, we can, now that we're here, we can answer those questions.
so the documentation is, to the best of our knowledge, as of right now, Sandra, there is no new forms or documentation. The only new form that was added was to personal clients, and that was just a health question form that California added.
That's it.
There, how much, so I have a question here. It's more of an individual perspective, and it's if someone has unemployment as income, will that qualify for that federal?
Okay. Okay. So on that one, because they barely passed the, I think the president signed,
Yes.
they're going to be taking $10,000 out of that unemployment. So the first $10,000 is not going to be taxable. So a lot of people coming because we're going to have to make changes to the people that already filed. But also right now, that's the change that they're doing in the child tax credit.
Okay, so that one, child tax credit, perfect. So I know we have participants here joined. If you want to ask your question live, you can go ahead and do so, or just submit it through the chat box, and we'll make sure to share with our tax pro representatives.
Question box.
She will see them. I don't,
We can see it.
we don't see the question box.
Okay.
Oh, and maybe down there, is there something come right, that's down at the bottom?
Where it says that chat. There,
See,
that's where I'm sitting and moderating.
Does everyone, there you go.
So I have the question here, someone asking if, so receiving unemployment, would that qualify for EIC or no? That's only if they were working full time? No, okay.
No, the only one that it's going to be earning income credit is when you have wages.
Okay, wages.
But that income is taxable. The unemployment is if you receive a 1099-G, it's taxable.
So if it's a business owner that they have a Schedule C, then it's the income that is reported within that Schedule C.
Correct.
Thank you. I don't see any other questions here in the chat box. I'm checking our Facebook account. Is there any, if there's any other questions, please go ahead and use the chat box as we have Rhonda and Beatriz connected here in the line. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and share about this program. So if you're a business owner that is joining us and you have not applied for the California Relief Grant Program, I do want to remind you, I want to share with you that March 25th, the application will be opened for new applicants. So please go ahead and give us a phone call here, or you can visit the website and apply. And I do want to reiterate that this is only for new applicants. If you already applied and you're still put on a wait list, they will be contacting you throughout the month of March. And going back to this, our Q&A, we have another question that we just received. So the question is asked for 2020, for the year 2020, up to 10,500 of unemployment would not be taxed. Is that correct?
Yes, they're going to be taking 10,000 out of the income that you receive for unemployment. Not income, but yes, what
So
you were entitled
the
to.
first $10,500 is non-taxable.
Mhm.
Perfect. And the other question here is, do older dependents on Social Security income, will they be receiving the stimulus? So I'm assuming they're referring to the state stimulus.
Well, what we do is we encourage them to file, because some of them, they were not receiving it as a payment on the SSI. So we just have to file the tax return, and we have to put it one form that goes with it, and we put stimulus payments, so they know that they're just filing because they want to get the stimulus, the IRS.
IRS. Okay. And another question here, it's if a business owner wants to file the taxes on their own, does H&R Block have like a like a program for them to prepare, or is it through a third party program that they have to obtain? Not sure how extensive the H&R Block services are in regards to individuals doing their own preparations for their small business taxes.
If they want to do it by themselves, or what is the question?
Correct.
That they have to,
if they want to file taxes on their own.
they can do it if they know how to fill out the forms. They can do it by themselves, but what I recommend is to get a tax professional so they know what they're doing, and in case that get audited, they can go back to them and they help you. Because sometimes the IRS will not agree what you put on the forms, and you have to have an explanation and details and send paperwork with them so they can understand what you're putting on those forms.
Perfect. And I'm going to unmute. Hi, Jasmine.
Hi. Thank you.
My
My question's a little too long for the chat, so I apologize.
No worries.
We are a small business here locally in the Valley. And in regards to the grant that you had put up the slide for, as if I understand correctly, if you're a business and you in 2019 made more than $2.5 million, you do not qualify for the $25,000 max on the grant. Is that correct?
That is correct. And
No.
I should, reiterate the part here with the relief grant program.
Okay.
Sorry. So for the relief grant program, if two of the main requirements is having your sales must be between $1,000 and 2.5 million, and also your business start date needs to be before June 1st of 2019. So if you do not fall within those two categories, those are the eligibility requirements. They haven't made any announcement on changing those requirements, so that is the up-to-date information that we have here.
So if you made more than the 2.5 million in the year 2019, but in 2020.
Correct. So they're basing the sales in 2000, either your 2000, they're looking for that information whether it's in your 2018 tax returns or 2019. So they're using 2018 or 2019 tax returns to calculate what were your gross income.
Okay. Are there any grants available or assistance for businesses that had done well in the year 2019, but in 2020 had complete loss?
Complete loss. You know what? I would be glad to chat with you in the chat box, share with me your contact information, and contact you and to get more information on your situation and seek and connect you what other grant programs are available for business owners. I'm assuming you have more than 10 employees, correct?
Now I don't have as many employees. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll send you a quick chat.
I'll send. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine, for joining us.
Of course. Thank you.
If there's other business owners
you.
on the line that you want to ask your question live, you can go ahead and do so at this time. Any last minute, in the meantime, any last minute remarks, Beatrice or Rhonda?
Can you repeat it? I'm sorry.
Oh no, just saying, any last minute remarks regarding today's presentation?
No, I don't know if there is a interest in the, we talked about the PPP loan forgiveness, and so I thought maybe I would pull some data for the rules of that, and basically the PPP loans that were issued before June 5th, 2020. Those must be paid back within 2 years, and the loans issued after that must be paid back within 5 years. This is there a no collateral or personal guarantees were required on any of these loans. No fees were charged to the small businesses by the banks or credit unions authorizing the loans. So it looks like to me that there is some qualifying data to actually to apply for that forgiveness loan of that PPP.
Thank you. And just sending one more reminder to participants, send us your Q&A before we conclude this session of the presentation and move on to our ended remarks. Perfect. Perfect. And so I do see here about the PPP program. So if you have not applied for the Paycheck Protection Program, or if you're looking to apply for the second round, I do want to share that our organization here, we are helping business owners with the application process. Of course, it is recommended to check with your banking financial institution first to see if they're accepting applications, and if they're not, then there's third-party organizations, CDFIs that are helping administer the PPP application process. So you could call us, give us a phone call here at 559-222-8705, and we'll be more than glad to help you with the application. And also the application deadline is this upcoming March 31st. So Wednesday, March 31st. So as long as you apply before that. And the other question is, I think that is the last question here. I know small business grants, we're trying to connect and see resources at a local level to see any grant programs that do become available. So we will make sure to keep all our participants aware of any of those programs. And so, yes, so right now it's just a PPP program application that's still open. And of course, the California Relief Grant only for business owners that are eligible and it's their first time applying. So with that, we will go ahead and transition on to our closing remarks. I want to say thank you to Beatriz and also Rhonda and Gladys for helping us coordinate today's presentation and provide you these valuable resources for you as a small business owner getting ready to file your taxes.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to explain and give the information to the community.
I look forward to collaborating in the near future again. And here are some invitations for our other webinars that we'll be having later this month. So on next Friday, March 19th, we'll be providing a legal webinar in partnership with the team at Berkeley Law and Immigrants Pricing. And the topic is going to be talking about different general information on business owners getting ready to, I know some of them have been operating during the pandemic, and others are starting to open the doors as the guidelines are following the restriction guidelines. So we are going to be just providing some information there. And then also on the 24th, we invite you to join us for a panel discussion with University of Phoenix faculty members. We'll be having expert leaders in the business world share just a discussion as to how business owners should, the importance of pivoting and using creativity, innovation to continue your business operations during, of course, and after the pandemic. So both of these invitations are open to everyone joining today's call, and if you're joining us through Facebook Live. And with that, this is at the end of the presentation. I do see some questions here. Saying thank you, good information, and I'm actually going to allow Gladys. I'm going to pass the floor to Gladys. So Gladys, join us. I know you're joining us, so.
Hi, everybody. Again, Sandra, thank you so much for having us. Again, Rhonda and Beatriz, thank you guys so much for your information. I did want to share with you guys a little bit of information, that may be of importance. We didn't cover anything about the Recovery Rebate credit. Basically, what that is if there's some people out there who didn't get their stimulus payment, you're able to reclaim that credit on your tax return as an individual. So that's something that may be of benefit to some of those out there who didn't receive their stimulus payment. We are able to assist you guys on that Recovery Rebate credit. So just, a little bit of information on that. And, you know, again, we have office locations all throughout the Central Valley. If you guys need any assistance, we do provide, you know, a free 30-minute consultation. And also, you know, if you guys have any concerns or anything with tax returns being done in the past where you guys could have missed some credits, we also offer second look reviews. So, you know, we're here to help our community and be of assistance in all of your tax preparation needs. So with that being said, again, Sandra, thank you so much for having us. Rhonda and Beatriz, you guys did an amazing job. I really appreciate everything. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Gladys. Thank you, Rhonda, Beatriz. And of course, thank you, Jose, for providing the language interpretation for today. Wonderful. And then today's recording will be shared to all participants, and it's also posted on our Facebook Live. So once again, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and also take care. And
Thank you. Bye-bye.